Let's talk about Chappell Roan. So, Chappell Roan is being dragged on social media because apparently she gave a tribute to Bigot Bardot. So, for those who are not aware, Bigot Bardot was an actor, also an animal activist sort of thing. But once that people found out that Bigot Bardot passed away, there was tea that was being spilled that she was a racist and a homophobe. So Chappell Rowana had jumped on the line and had given her a tribute, saying that she was inspired by her for one of her songs, and then people decided to eat her up on social media. So lesbian singer Roan, known for hits like Pink Pony Club, HOTTOGO, and the Subway, which I'm starting to see when I'm on the Subway. I'm seeing a lot of ads about the Subway on the Subway. I'm like, does she have a partnership with one of the apps or whatever? Because there are advertisements about that song on the Subway, and it makes sense because of New York City. But anyway, so they said that she praised the late French icon following Bardot's passing at 91 this week, saying Bardot inspired one of her popular songs. Now Roan has apologized upon hearing about Bardot's political views. While Bardot was known as a boundary-breaking sex symbol in the 50s and 60s, after she retired from acting, she became a fervent animal rights activist, but she also routinely spoke out against immigrants, Muslims, homosexual people, and victims of sexual harassment. Now, in the story, wait, hold on, because I actually got receipts on that because I want to show you all that. Now, in her story, she basically said the following. She was like, she was my inspiration for Red Wine Supernova. Rest in peace, Miss Bardot. Well, she does mention Brigitte Bardot in the song. Now, Roan's hit song Red White Supernova opens with the lyrics, she was a playboy, Brigitte Bardot. She showed me the things I didn't know. I was like, yeah, I remember because I know the song. But Bardot has a long and unfortunate history of political speech that includes hatred toward marginalized people. In 2021, she was handed her sixth fine by French courts for inciting racial hatred. After being fined twice before in 1997 and 1998, Bardot was fined 30,000 francs for inciting racial hatred based on a book she wrote that criticized Muslims' ritual killing of sheep and lamented that my country, France, my homeland, my land is again invaded by an overpopulation of foreigners, especially Muslims. Bardot's fourth fine came in 2004 for another book she wrote in which she said she opposed the Islamization of France and spoke out against racial mixing. Yeah, because if you go to France, there's a lot of Muslims, there's a lot of Islamic people that live there. There are a lot of Black people that are in France. The book contains a section attacking what she called the mixing of genes and praised previous generations who she said had given their lives to push out invaders, according to the BBC. She received her sixth fine. Well, apparently the fines wasn't phasing her because she just kept going in and letting half. Now, she received her sixth fine for inciting racial hatred in 2021 after saying the Hindu Tamil population of the French island La Réunion is natives who still have savage genes who are still using the cannibalism of past centuries. Bigot Bardot's political opinions weren't limited to immigrants and Muslims. In her 2003 book, A Cry in the Silence, Bardot called gay people cheap, rhymes with maggots, or circus freaks, and said contemporary gays should be more like the Levitical Plus community in the 50s and 60s who kept their sexuality a secret. She said current gay men jiggle their bottoms, put their little fingers in the air, and with their little castrato voices moan about what those ghastly heterosexuals put them through. You mean like you, bitch? Now, in 2018, she criticized the hashtag Me Too movement, saying the vast majority of women accusing men of being hypocritical are being hypocritical and ridiculous. Well, I guess here's the thing. When you look like this on the right, I guess you would be talking about criticizing men would be hypocritical. Because who's trying to fuck something that looks like that? When she was a hot thing back in the day. And there's a method to my madness of why I chose that picture of her, in case y'all didn't know. Now, lots of actresses try to play the tease with producers to get a role, she said. And then, so we will talk about them. They say they were harassed. I was never a victim of sexual harassment, and I found it charming that men told me I was beautiful. I had a nice little backside, probably because you was spreading your legs for a role. I mean, it'd be interesting to know if you was getting those parts because you were talented or because you knew how to bring your knee pads to every damn audition. So now I will say this: after all this has been put out about Bigot Bardot, Chappell Rowana issued an apology. So of course you had to bring the receipts. So she said, "Holy ish, I did not know all that insane shit. Miss Bardot stood for OBS. I do not condone this. Very disappointed to learn." So of course, there was two minds regarding the situation. Some people like, yeah, a lot of people didn't know about it. And that's the truth. A lot of people were not aware of a lot of the stuff that Brigitte Bardot had said until the announcing of her passing. And then I saw like my timeline was flooded where I started seeing stuff like people were pointing out a lot of the problematic things that she has said over the years, the Islamophobic rhetoric, the anti-queer rhetoric, being very, very much victim blaming people who came out during the Me Too movement and were speaking about the harassment they received on sets and that sort of thing. And you have this woman just saying all kinds of ignorant stuff for attention. And then I remember somebody telling me that she had said something about, wasn't about one of her kids or something or another, or like she was a horrible mother. I don't remember what the thing was. If y'all remember what it was, definitely. Oh yeah. I think Robert might have put it in here. Let me see if it was mentioned. I don't know. He says, "So I'm a product of a wanted pregnancy, but my mom still loves me." But to read that she compared her pregnancy to a cancerous thing, I just hope her estranged son knows he is loved, that he is not. I guess you meant like he's not a mistake or whatever. Oh, a cancer disease. So yeah, she was saying all kinds of crazy, controversial things at the time of when she was alive. So rotten piss, bitch, because we don't sit here for you. Now the thing is, I'm of two minds about this with or rest in piss is what I should have said. Rest in piss, bitch. Piss, bitch. Another one in the back or casket. Me trying to remix Katy Perry song. But yeah, with that being said and all this other stuff, it's just unfortunate that when you're a fan of somebody, I'm not saying I am, but just in general, when you're a fan of someone, and this is the crap they come out and say, like, that's why I think it's hard for people. It's like you try to separate the art from the artist. And it's hard. It's been the last one. It's been hard to do that as of late. But it's like, yeah, on one hand, it's like, well, you should have known better. You should know about all these people that you take inspiration from. You should be looking into your inspirations when it comes to using them. But it's like, who's sitting up in there whenever if I'm looking and inspired by something, be it a painting or an art piece or a picture or some piece of music I heard, are people really out there being like, well, I'm inspired by this artist, but also let me sit and take the time to really dig into this person's past and see if there was anything negative that they possibly have said that I won't get dragged about because I'm a fan of whatever it was that they were about as an artist. I don't think a lot of people are looking at it that way. So I think people are a little too hard on Chappell with this whole situation. It's not like she was aware of what Brigitte Bardot was saying and doing and just was like, fuck all of y'all. I'm going to just be inspired and use her anyway. Madonna has been inspired by Brigitte Bardot and a lot of her visuals during the, oh my God, what's the name of that album? I always forget the name of when Kylie Minogue went R&B. The song where they had chocolate and all of them on there. I don't know why I always forget that I don't know why I'm thinking Box of Chocolates. First of all, Box of Chocolate was a Kevin Alliance album that I actually bought physically when I went to Virgin Megastore a million years ago. But when she got with that album, there was very Brigitte Bardot coded with the visuals. So many people have been inspired by Brigitte Bardot in regards of how her overall look and everything was. That doesn't necessarily mean, I mean, that was back in the day before we was even aware of who she was about and what she was doing. Body language. I was like, I don't know why I always forget the name of that damn album, even though it was a good record. But yeah, so I totally get it. We got to stop being so damn hard on people. It's like at the end of the day, people are human. She realized that she messed up. She took the thing down. And as I said about Brigitte Bardot, bitch, you could rest in piss for all I care, because you were not a nice person. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story regarding Chappell Roan having to come out and issue a whole apology regarding and she's not the only one that's getting the backlash. I've heard there's other celebrities that are getting it too. So excuse me. Yeah, there's a lot of celebrities that have been coming out and giving their shout outs to Brigitte Bardot when they're being dragged over it. Just read the tea leaves. Funny enough, I put up a Brigitte Bardot rest in peace thing, and then when I started hearing about the tea, I immediately took my shit down. because I was like, oh, wait a minute, no, 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 no. And then I went and I did the research and I started posting the thing on the line. And then I saw a lot of people was corroborating the stories. My friend Sister Faze went and put a whole tea about Brigitte Bardot and some stuff. So Brigitte Bardot was before my time. I'm not really aware of the subject. I mean, I've heard of her, but um, yeah, I just think that's all I got to say on that. So I definitely want to hear from y'all. Let me know what your thoughts are on this story in the comments down below.